I was good to have you guys back. Welcome to the Daily Show. So, like I said, we're gonna be talking about a bit about the what's going on in the Sean Combs trial. We know that from Friday, Dawn Richards, she went on. She was a member of Danity Kane. She was on the witness stand, and you know is she kind of corroborated like all of what Cassie was saying. She was saying that she's seen Cassie get hit. She saw Diddy. She saw that Diddy with gun. So he's never like taking it out, but she's seen it with his in his waist and saying after they saw Cassie get you know slapped up with a frying pan, said that Diddy kind of like threatened them and said, you know what, stay out of his business because they don't want to end up missing and stuff like that, and said that they were scared. But then when the defense went on, when they went to go talk about, when they went to go cross-examine her, they were like trying to punch holes into her testimony and kind of made her look, from what I hear, it kind of made her look a bit stupid, like she was lying or stuff like that. But her lawyer was saying that she's an honest person and stuff like that. But they have to try to convince the jury, so that's up to them on what she done. But her testimony was finished, and then Cassie's best friend, she she was another witness, and she was talking about when they were in Jamaica, where she and Cassie had to hide like in a ditch to get away from him, and that's where she got hit. I think that's where she got hit, and there was a lawsuit, and she got paid out. I think it was $30,000, and her and Cassie's relationship has not been. She said when they came back, she had to sign an NDA, and her and she got the money, and her and Cassie's relationship kind of ended from then. But today, Cassie's mother, she was on the stand, and like basically she was just she was talking about from what she could see from the relationship, where she said that like she met Puffy from when Cassie signed her deal, and then like after that she met him a few other times when him and Cassie were together. And she said that like once they moved to LA, the relationship kind of didn't strain, but she didn't get as much visitors when she could, because she lived on the East Coast, and now they've gone to the West Coast. The thing about that, like Cassie's mother, she testified saying that she got a message from her daughter, which is Cassie, saying that, like it was around about Christmas time, saying that Diddy said that he was going to release some form of two sex tape, and he was going to do one on Christmas Day and I think one on New Year's or Boxing Day. But then it basically, what she told her mom was like, Diddy was saying that he wanted 20,000, you know, for not for him not to release the tape, and which the mom, she got scared and she didn't want her daughter to be embarrassed like that. So her and her husband, they took a loan out on their house and paid the money to Bad Boy. I think it was Bad Boy Records or something like that. Should have paid the money to. But as far as she said in the after that, said a couple of days, the money was returned back to her. And then she recalled another incident where she was going to go visit Cassie for her birthday out in, they were going, I think it was Vegas, and Cassie's her and Diddy had an argument, and he took her phone. And like Cassie's mother said, she recalled calling him, and like she was basically cursing him out and saying, give my daughter back her phone. And she admitted that even one at the time she tried to hit Diddy. So there's a lot of stuff building up, but a lot of it seemed to be more like, you know, like assault and stuff like that. So, like, to get him on the racketeering, they have certain things need to be said to get him on the racketeering charges and other and the sex trafficking charge and stuff like that. But as far as we can see, it don't seem like there's none of the testing. What they're saying is leading up to the racketeering or the sex trafficking is mostly, like the domestic abuse and stuff like that is what's happening. And then the other person that was on the stand today was somebody called the Punisher. He was a escort who he said that the first time that he went there, he was visited. He was greeted at the door by someone, and they were wearing wigs and all of this stuff. They were wearing wigs. They were wearing masks, and all of this stuff was said before when Cassie said in her testimony. And then, like, once Diddy got to trust these people, they would take off their mask and stuff like that. And basically, he was saying that they were asking what was performed, what was he there for, and he said like he was there, and he was told all they did was rub baby oil on each other, and said while he was there with Cassie rubbing baby oil on each other, that's when Diddy would come in with his with sorry, with the Astroglide, and then he would be pleasing himself while they do that. I can't. It was halfway through. From what I heard, he was still on the stand, and then they went for a break. So we haven't heard as yet if there was any sexual act between him and Cassie. We said most of the time it was just him rubbing baby oil and Diddy pleasing himself. So that is what happened today. It's still going on at the moment. It probably finishing court is probably finished now. So that's day 7 wrapped up. I don't know because you know the government is saying that there's 2 months of this. And if you're on day 7 and they've got so much witnesses, people coming and testifying against P. Diddy allegedly, all of these allegations against him. I wonder how much more people they've got coming. I wonder what more evidence that they've got to that can lead into the racketeering and the sex trafficking. There probably be a lot more escorts that's gonna be coming in, and a lot more people that's gonna be talking about the threatening behaviors and stuff like that. So we're just waiting to see who else is gonna be there. And like they said, Dawn, she kind of called out a few people, a few other celebrities. They called them out the name at one time where she said they were at a function, and Diddy kind of slapped Cassie in the face and said nobody did anything to help Cassie, which Cassie did say in one of her thing. And his friend was talking about her friend was talking about when saying that he got all of his peoples and all of the security guards and all of them. Everybody would cover up for him or cover up what he's done and all this stuff that he's did. So sorry about the background noise. Someone is doing fireworks and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what what went on from Friday to today, and we're just waiting to see what's gonna happen tomorrow. Tomorrow will be day 8, and like I said, the government said they've got 2 months worth of this, so we're looking at 8 weeks, and they've gone through what is it? I think they've gone through. They went through three, two. I think they've gone through 5, or they've gone through about 7. Witnesses already. I wonder how much more witnesses have they got. But guys, like I said, as soon as I hear anything, I'm gonna be putting it up on here. We're gonna be keeping our eyes on this case. And yeah, some of the times I might come across where it seems like I'm a bit mumbling, but we're learning as we go along. Just support your boy, hit the subscription button, tap the notification bell, so as soon as I put up any more videos like this, you guys will be notified. Thank you guys again. And you know, you might not see me tomorrow, might not see me Thursday, but I will be bringing some coverage on the proceedings that went on. That's gonna go on tomorrow and Thursday. Thank you guys again for watching.